Okay, so you want to own vending machines. Boxes that sit in offices, schools, and apartment buildings dispensing snacks and drinks while you sleep. No employees, no inventory that spoils, no customer service. You restock once a week, collect cash, and move on. Build a route of 20 or 30 machines and you are making passive income from dozens of locations simultaneously. Sounds like the perfect semi-passive business. And honestly, from the outside, it really does look that way. But here is what people who actually run profitable vending routes know, and what most people selling vending machine courses for $997 never tell you. A vending machine is not a metal box that prints money while you are on vacation. It is a low-margin retail distribution business where you are competing against national operators with sophisticated logistics, where finding and securing profitable locations is infinitely harder than anyone admits, where 60% to 70% of your revenue goes to product cost and location commissions, where a single compressor failure wipes out 3 months of profit from that machine, and where the passive income evaporates the moment you factor in your time driving routes. Restocking 200 plus. The business model can work. The reality is brutal, in ways that most people never see coming. Let's start at the beginning. When people say vending machine, they are usually picturing one thing. A refrigerated combo machine dispensing soda, water, juice, energy drinks, plus snacks like chips, candy bars, cookies, and crackers. It sits in an office break room, a hospital waiting area, a gym, or an apartment complex laundry room. Customers insert cash or a card, make a selection, and the spiral mechanism or robotic arm dispenses the product. That is the standard snack and beverage combo vending machine, and it is the format that dominates the industry. There are also specialized machines, coffee vending, healthy vending, frozen food vending, even electronics vending, but the bread and butter of the business is cold drinks and shelf-stable snacks. The entire business model is built on volume and location density. A single machine in isolation generates modest profit. 20 machines clustered in a 15-mile radius become a viable business because you can service them efficiently on a weekly or bi-weekly route. Here is something that surprises people when they first look at this industry. The United States has approximately 5 million to 7 million vending machines currently operating. It is one of the most fragmented industries in the country. The top operators, Canteen, Compass Group, and a handful of large regional companies control maybe 25% to 30% of total machines. The rest are independent operators, most running 5 to 50 machines. The industry generates roughly $7 to $8 billion in annual revenue, but that is split across hundreds of thousands of operators. The median vending machine operator runs fewer than 10 machines and generates under $60,000 in annual gross revenue. And the industry faces structural headwinds. Cashless payment adoption is rising, which requires expensive upgrades to older machines. Healthy vending mandates in schools and government buildings restrict high-margin products like soda and candy. Micromarkets, small self-checkout convenience stores, are replacing traditional vending machines in office buildings because they offer better selection and experience. You are not entering a growth industry. You are entering a mature, competitive industry where the easy locations are already taken and the margins are thin. But here is the opportunity. Large operators ignore small locations because they are not worth their operational overhead. A corporate cafeteria with 500 employees is profitable for Canteen. A small office with 25 employees is not. That is where independent operators thrive, in the gaps too small for national players. Before you spend a single dollar, you need to understand the 2 ways to enter this business. Buy machines and find your own locations, or buy an existing vending route with machines and locations already secured. Option 1, buying machines and securing locations yourself, has lower upfront cost but higher risk and effort. Option 2, buying an existing route, has higher upfront cost but immediate cash flow and proven locations. Let's start with option 1. Buying machines and building your own route. You need to buy vending machines. You have 3 choices: new, refurbished, or used. A new combo snack and beverage machine with refrigeration, credit card reader, and telemetry, remote monitoring, costs $6,000 to $10,000 from manufacturers like Sega, Automatic Products, or USI. These machines are reliable, energy efficient, and come with warranties. A refurbished machine, professionally rebuilt with new components and cosmetic restoration, costs $3,000 to $5,500. These are 5 to 10 years old but functionally solid. A used machine, sold as is, costs $1,200 to $3,000 depending on age and condition. You are inheriting someone else's problems. Compressors fail, bill validators jam, refrigeration systems leak. You will spend money on repairs. Most first-time operators buy refurbished machines or lightly used machines to balance cost and reliability. Let's say $4,000 per combo machine. You also need initial inventory to stock the machine. A standard combo machine holds 300 to 400 product slots. To fully stock it, you need 30 to 40 different SKUs, sodas, waters, energy drinks, chips, candy, crackers, cookies. You buy product wholesale from distributors like Vista, Cormark, or local cash and carry warehouses. Wholesale pricing is typically 50% to 60% of retail. A Coke that retails for $1.75 in your machine costs you 60 cents to 90 cents wholesale. A bag of Doritos that sells for $1.50 costs you 65 cents to 85 cents. Initial inventory to stock one machine fully, for $100 to $700 depending on product mix. You need transportation. A cargo van or small truck to transport machines, haul inventory, and service routes. If you already own a suitable vehicle, zero additional cost. If you need to buy one, a used cargo van runs $8,000 to $20,000. You need business licenses and permits, $100 to $500 depending on your state and city. Some jurisdictions require vending operator licenses. Some require health permits if you sell food. You need insurance, general liability, and commercial auto if you are using a vehicle for business, $1,200 to $3,000 annually. Total startup cost to buy one refurbished machine, stock it, and get legal, $5,700 to $8,200. But one machine is not a business. You need at least 10 to 15 machines to generate meaningful income and route efficiency. At $5,500 per machine all in, that is $55,000 to $82,500 to launch a 10 to 15 machine operation. Now comes the hardest part of the vending business. Finding locations. You need businesses, schools, apartment complexes, gyms, hospitals, waiting rooms, anywhere with foot traffic and people who need convenient access to snacks and drinks. You cold call, email, knock on doors, and pitch property owners or managers. Here is what they ask you immediately. What is in it for me? Location owners expect a commission, typically 10% to 25% of gross sales, sometimes more for premium locations. A machine generating $300 per month at a 15% commission pays the location $45 per month. At 20%, $60 per month. The best locations, high traffic, captive audience, demand 25% to 35% commissions or even flat monthly fees of $100 to $300 regardless of sales. And here is the problem. The best locations are already locked up by existing vending operators, often under multi-year exclusive contracts. You are competing for the leftovers, small offices, marginal locations, places that generate $150 to $400 per month in sales instead of $800 to $1,500. Let's say you hustle hard for 3 months. You secure 10 locations. 2 are solid $350 to $450 per month each. 5 are decent $200 to $300 per month. 3 are marginal $100 to $180 per month. Average revenue per machine per month across your 10 machines, $250. Total monthly gross revenue, $2,500. Annual gross revenue, $30,000. Now let's talk about the costs everyone underestimates. Cost of goods sold. You are paying 50% to 60% of retail for product. Industry standard COGS is 50% to 55% of revenue for a well-managed operation. At $30,000 annual revenue and 52% COGS, that is $15,600. Location commissions at an average of 15%, for $1,500 annually. Fuel and vehicle costs. You are driving to 10 locations weekly or bi-weekly, restocking, collecting cash, checking machine functionality. If your route covers 80 miles per week, that is 4,160 miles annually. At 67 cents per mile IRS rate for vehicle depreciation, fuel, insurance, maintenance, that is $2,787 annually. If you are just counting fuel at 15 miles per gallon and $3.50 per gallon, $970 annually, but you are still wearing out your vehicle. Credit card processing fees. Machines with card readers pay 3% to 5% per transaction to payment processors. If 50% of your revenue is card-based, that is $450 to $750 annually. Machine maintenance and repairs. Machines break constantly. Bill validators jam and need replacement, $150 to $400 each. Refrigeration compressors fail, $400 to $900 to repair or replace. Locks get broken, $30 to $80. Glass gets vandalized, $150 to $300 to replace. Spiral mechanisms jam or break, $50 to $150 to fix. Conservatively, budget $200 to $500 per machine per year in repairs. Across 10 machines, $2,000 to $5,000 annually. Product waste and theft. Product expires. Machines get vandalized and inventory gets stolen. Customers dispute charges and you refund them. Waste and shrinkage, 2% to 4% of revenue, $600 to $1,200 annually. Insurance, $1,500 annually. Business licenses and permits, $200 annually. Miscellaneous, cleaning supplies, tools, labels, $300 annually. Let's add it up at $30,000 annual gross revenue. COGS, $15,600 location commissions, $4,500 vehicle costs, $2,800 card processing, $600 repairs and maintenance, $3,500 waste and shrinkage, $900 insurance, $1,500 licenses, $200 miscellaneous, $400 total operating expenses, $30,000. You are breaking even before accounting for your time. You are restocking 10 machines weekly, 3 to 4 hours including drive time. That is 156 to 208 hours per year. Plus time dealing with location owners, handling customer complaints, sourcing products, doing bookkeeping. Total time, 200 plus hours annually. You are working for free. This is the harsh reality of small vending operations. The margins look good on paper, 45% to 50% gross margin after COGS. But location commissions, vehicle costs, and maintenance eat most of it. At 10 machines generating $250 per month each, you do not have a business. You have a part-time job that pays nothing. The economics only work at scale. Let's model 25 machines with better location quality. You have spent 2 years building your route. You now have 25 machines. 5 are excellent locations, $500 to $700 per month each. 10 are solid, $300 to $450 per month. 10 are acceptable, $200 to $300 per month. Average revenue per machine per month, $350. Total monthly revenue, $8,750. Annual revenue, $105,000. COGS at 52%, $54,600. Location commissions at 16% average, $16,800. Vehicle costs, you are driving more but consolidated routes, $5,500 annually. Card processing at 4% of 55% card revenue, $2,310. Repairs at $350 per machine, $8,750. Waste at 3%, $3,150. Insurance, $2,200. Licenses, $300. Miscellaneous, $800. Total operating expenses, $94,410. Operating profit, $10,590. You are working 8 to 10 hours per week servicing routes, 416 to 520 hours annually. At $10,590 profit, you are earning $20 to $25 per hour for your time. That is better than breaking even, but it is not passive income. You are working a part-time job, and you have $100,000 to $137,500 invested in 25 machines at $4,000 to $5,500 each. Your return on investment is 7.7% to 10.6% annually before you depreciate the machines. Now let's talk about option 2, buying an existing vending route. Vending routes are bought and sold based on a multiple of monthly gross revenue. The typical range is 12x to 36x monthly gross revenue depending on location quality, machine age, and contract terms. A route generating $10,000 per month in gross sales might sell for $120,000 to $360,000. The seller provides sales records, location contracts, and a list of machines. Let's say you find a listing, 20 machines, monthly gross revenue $7,500, $90,000 annually. The seller is asking $180,000, which is 24x monthly revenue. You do your due diligence. You verify sales through bank statements and location agreements. You inspect machines. 15 machines are 4 to 7 years old, decent condition. 5 machines are 10 plus years old, marginal. You negotiate to $165,000. You put down 25%, $41,250, and finance $123,750 through an SBA loan at 8% over 7 years. Annual debt service, approximately $24,000. The seller provides a net income statement showing $28,000 annual net after all expenses. After your debt service of $24,000, you are netting $4,000 in year 1. The problem is, the seller is not telling you everything. 3 of the 20 locations are month-to-month agreements. Within 6 months of your purchase, 2 of those locations cancel because the property manager's brother-in-law wants to place his own machines. You lose 2 machines generating a combined $850 per month, $10,200 annually. Your revenue drops to $79,800. Your net income after expenses drops to $20,500. After debt service, you are netting negative $3,500. You are losing money while working 8 hours per week servicing the route. Or worse, the seller was manipulating the numbers. They were inflating sales by personally buying product from their own machines to show higher revenue in the months before selling. The real sales are 20% to 30% lower than represented. This happens constantly in the vending business. Sellers overstate revenue, hide bad locations, and sell just before major contracts expire. This is why experienced buyers do not trust seller-provided numbers. They demand to see multiple years of tax returns, they visit locations unannounced, they talk to property managers directly, and they negotiate seller financing or earnouts tied to actual performance post-sale. Now let's talk about the risks that destroy vending businesses. Location loss. Your best location, generating $650 per month, gets sold to new ownership. The new owner wants to renegotiate your contract, demanding 30% commission instead of 15%, or they want their own vending company. You lose the location. You just lost $7,800 in annual revenue, and the machine is now worthless unless you find a replacement location, which takes months. This is the existential risk of vending. You do not own the location. You have a revocable agreement. When it ends, your revenue disappears. Catastrophic machine failure. Your refrigeration unit fails on a Friday afternoon in July. You do not discover it until Monday. Everything inside is spoiled. You lose $350 in inventory. The compressor replacement costs $750. You are down $1,100 on one machine, wiping out that machine's profit for 6 months. Or your machine gets vandalized. Someone pries open the cash box, steals $180, and damages the locking mechanism. Repair cost, $320. Loss, $500 total. Product cost inflation. In 2021 to 2022, wholesale prices on beverages and snacks increased 15% to 30% due to supply chain disruptions and inflation. A Coke that cost you 68 cents now costs 88 cents. Your COGS jumped from 52% to 58% overnight. If you raise prices, customers buy less. If you do not raise prices, your margin collapses. Competition. A national operator approaches your best location and offers better commission terms, newer machines, and better product variety. The location switches. You lose your highest revenue machine. Or a micro-market company installs a self-checkout mini convenience store in the office building where you have 3 machines. The micro-market has 200+ products, fresh food, and better pricing. Your 3 machines go from generating $1,100 per month combined to $380 per month. You pull them because they are not worth servicing. Regulatory changes. Your state passes a law requiring all vending machines to accept EBT, food stamp cards. Compliance requires upgrading card readers at $400 to $800 per machine. You have 18 machines. That is $7,200 to $14,400 in unexpected capital expense. Or a city passes a healthy vending ordinance requiring 50% of products to meet nutritional standards. Your high-margin sodas and candy bars are restricted. You are forced to stock lower-margin bottled water, nuts, and granola bars. Revenue per machine drops 15% to 25%. Theft and fraud. Machines in unsecured locations get broken into. You average 1 break-in every 3 to 4 months across your 20-machine route. Each incident costs $200 to $500 in lost cash and repairs. Annually, $800 to $2,000 in theft losses. Or customers exploit machine malfunctions. They discover a trick to get free product and share it online. You lose inventory without revenue. Time trap. You thought vending was passive, but you are spending 10 to 12 hours per week restocking, plus time sourcing product, negotiating with suppliers, fixing machines, dealing with location issues. You are working 520 to 624 hours annually. At $12,000 annual profit on a 25-machine route, you are earning $19 to $23 per hour. You could make more working a part-time job without the capital investment and risk. Let's talk about the operators who succeed at scale. They do not run 10 or 20 machines. They run 50, 100, or 200+ machines. At that scale, the economics shift. They negotiate direct pricing with manufacturers, cutting COGS from 52% to 45% to 48% through volume discounts. They hire route drivers instead of servicing machines themselves. They pay drivers $16 to $20 per hour to restock and maintain machines. The owner focuses on sales, finding new locations, negotiating contracts, and managing operations. They specialize. Some focus on healthy vending in schools and hospitals. Some focus on industrial sites and factories where workers have limited break time and captive audiences. Some focus on apartment complexes and laundromats. They diversify revenue. They add micromarkets, coffee service, or water filtration systems to existing vending clients, increasing revenue per location without adding machines. They use telemetry and route optimization software. Real-time inventory tracking tells them exactly which machines need restocking and which products are selling. They optimize routes to minimize drive time and fuel costs. They own the locations when possible. Some operators lease warehouse or industrial space, sublease it to tenants, and include vending rights in the lease. They control the location long-term. And critically, they build relationships. The best locations come from referrals, not cold calling. A satisfied property manager refers you to 3 other buildings they manage. One great relationship generates multiple placements. Let's run the numbers 2 ways. Best case scenario. You spend 2 years methodically building a route. You focus on small to mid-sized offices, 25 to 100 employees, in a 20-mile radius. You build genuine relationships with property managers. You provide excellent service, keep machines clean and fully stocked, respond quickly to issues. You reach 40 machines. 10 are excellent, averaging $550 per month. 20 are solid, averaging $350 per month. 10 are acceptable, averaging $220 per month. Average revenue per machine, $370 per month. Total monthly revenue, $14,800. Annual revenue, $177,600. COGS at 50%, $88,800. Location commissions at 17%, $30,192. Vehicle costs, $7,200. Card processing, $3,900. Repairs at $300 per machine, $12,000. Waste, $3,500. Insurance, $2,800. Other, $1,500. Total expenses, $149,892. Operating profit, $27,708. You have $180,000 invested in machines, $4,500 each. No debt. You are working 12 to 15 hours per week, 624 to 780 hours annually. At $27,708 profit, you are earning $35 to $44 per hour for your time, plus you are building equity in machines and route value. If you sell the route at 20x monthly revenue, $296,000, minus $100,000 in machine depreciation, you net $196,000. Combined with 5 years of cumulative profit of $138,540, you have generated $334,540 in total value over 5 years on a $180,000 investment. That is a 13.2% annualized return plus your labor. That is a viable small business. Realistic scenario. You buy 12 machines for $54,000. You spend 6 months finding locations. You secure 10 placements. 2 are decent, 8 are marginal. Average revenue per machine, $210 per month. Monthly revenue, $2,100. Annual revenue, $25,200. COGS at 53%, $13,356. Commissions at 18%, $4,536. Vehicle, $3,200. Card processing, $500. Repairs, $3,000. Waste, $750. Insurance, $1,500. Other, $600. Total expenses, $27,442. Operating loss, $2,242. You are losing money and working 5 to 6 hours per week, 260 to 312 hours annually. You are paying $8.62 per hour to work. After 18 months, you are frustrated and exhausted. You try to sell the route. No buyers. The locations are not good enough. You sell the machines for $2,000 each, $24,000 total. You lose $30,000 plus 18 months of time and stress. The difference between those outcomes is not effort. It is location quality, negotiation skill, service excellence, and patient, disciplined growth. The vending machine industry generates $7 to $8 billion annually. There are operators running 500-plus machine routes generating $300,000 to $500,000 plus in annual revenue and $80,000 to $150,000 in owner profit. But the median operator runs under 15 machines, generates under $60,000 in gross revenue, and nets $5,000 to $18,000 annually while working 200 to 400 hours per year. The people who succeed understand this is a sales, logistics, and relationship business disguised as passive income. They spend more time securing great locations than they do restocking machines. They negotiate aggressively on product costs and location commissions. They maintain machines religiously to avoid downtime. The people who fail believe the YouTube ads promising $10,000 per month in passive income from 10 machines. They buy machines before securing locations. They accept bad locations because they are desperate to deploy capital. They underestimate how hard it is to find good placements. They do not account for vehicle costs, repairs, and time. The machines dispense product automatically when someone pays. But they do not run the business.